Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This quote is by Maya Angelou. I believe the most important thing beyond discipline and creativity is daring to dare. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We hit the Dow Industrials up 191, NASDAQ up 45, S&P's up 16, gold contract down $6.30, traded $1,215 an ounce. Silver up 10 cents at $17.54 an ounce. Platinum down 12 at $1,303 an ounce. Copper flat at $3.03 a pound. Light sweet crude up 97 cents, trading at $93.50 a barrel. Bonds, we have the 10-year down 10 ticks at 124.14. The 30-year off 7 ticks at 137.19. King dollar, man, it's a trip, up 482 ticks at 85.78. The euro is down 70 at 126, and the yen is up 64, trading at 109.39. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're up 19 points. We were down 30 yesterday, going back up. And guess what? Of course, we know it's going back up on light volume. We take a look at this indice-wise, what you're going to run into. We're down on 735 the last couple days. Well, yesterday. I suspect we're going to be up in probably about 550 today. If you take a look at the SPY, the SPY, what you have inside the SPY is this. The SPY is 76 million shares. You're up $1.89. You came downtown yesterday with 150. We are trading 198.22. You'd have to get back above the 199.06, folks. So the SPY has quite a way to go. That's on your daily. Now, you want to take all these and put them on weeklies also. On weeklies, what you have is that thus far, we're still into the bar from the August 1st time frame. And the top of that bar is 198.45. That bar had 627 million. Thus far, we've done 570. So I expect we're going to do about 580 million. So you're pushing into that bar with volume. That's on the weekly. Now, what we're going to have is that we're going to be dealing with the monthlies, and we're going to be dealing with those monthlies by Tuesday. Thus far, on the monthly, you still have a higher high with dramatically lighter volume. So bottom line is that this market still wants lower price. Bounces, volatility, you get it all in spades. If we take a look at the Dow Industrials, yesterday you had all the Dow stocks in the red. Guess what? Just about all the Dow stocks are in the green today, excluding Pfizer and Merck. Those are the only two Dow stocks in the red today. Pfizer's down 16 cents. You have Merck down 26. Putting the big juice into the Dow Industrials. This is pretty impressive. Nike is up $10. She's trading at $89.85. Came in with numbers. Markets liking the numbers. American Express is number 2 with up $1.77. Costco is up 50 cents. You have ExxonMobil up $1.40. In the ExxonMobil case, this gets really intriguing, and this is why. ExxonMobil has been going after its low. The low that we're talking about is going after the February 5th swing low. Now, the February 5th swing low, folks, is the benchmark of the S&P also. On a weekly basis, what we've done thus far is that you hit 93.80, and the top of the low on the week of February 5th is 92.30. Today, you get ExxonMobil getting a push-up 141. What's intriguing here in this context, more than likely it's, I suspect it's a dead cat bounce, but you got to love this. So check this out. They're not going to give up Russia easily, folks. So after ExxonMobil mounted a campaign to warn U.S. officials that prematurely halting work with Russian oil giant Rosneft on an exploratory oil well that could foul the Arctic. The Obama administration last week gave the company a 2-week reprieve from sanctions on Russia. The temporary retreat has given Exxon and its Russian partners a chance to proceed with the well to find whether there's oil in the Arctic, information they otherwise have been denied. Progress at the 700 million well beneath the Kara Sea off Siberia's northern coast is closely watched, of course, by the Rosneft leader. Bottom line, folks, so what you have here, this is all about, they basically, inside this press release, what it's saying is that Exxon said, hey, listen, if you don't let us continue on this, you could have an environmental disaster on your hands the size of the environmental disaster that happened in the Gulf of Mexico. So when the 2010 Deepwater Horizon blew out the Gulf of Mexico. So that saga is going to go on, and I expect that you will see ExxonMobil fighting tooth and nail to basically keep that baby going. Gold contract. Let's go over, well, here, let's go to the 3 Qs first. Inside the NDX 100, let's see what's moving the NDX 100. So inside the NDX 100 out here, Micron Tech. Micron is up $2.20, trading at $33.90. Yahoo is up $1.69. You have Apple up $2.79. Now, Apple is the kicker, and this is what it is. Apple's trading 100.65, and we know what that benchmark is. That benchmark is 100.70. Thus far today, you've hit 100.67, and we literally just hit that 1 second ago. So if Apple makes it up and closes over that 100.70, guess what? That's saying that Apple can go higher. This would be the 6th week in a row that it closed over that area. SanDisk. SanDisk is putting some juice into the NDX 100. That's up 258. Now, taking points away from the NDX 100, you have Mattel is down 39 cents. Vipul Communications is off 7 cents. Mondelez is down 9 cents. And you have Symantec down 12 cents. So you can see that is saying that most of the NDX 100 is in the green. Gold contract. We're going to take a look at gold. What we have with gold is that gold traded... price spread out here today was from 12.32. We're at 12.15. 12.12 was the low out here today. It did 136,000 contracts. Bottom line is that she's hanging at these lows. If we look at the GLD, what you have with the GLD is that you're at 116.87. If we do put this on a weekly basis, you're still coming into those lows with dramatically lighter volume. The GLD will do about 30 million shares. Not even 30 million, about 29 million. Last week we did 35. You're going into 63 million and 109 million. Bottom line, you don't have enough pressure to blow out that bottom inside the gold contract nor the GLD. Bonds. We go take a look at the bond market. That's the ever-ready bond market, and this thing just won't stop. It goes higher, takes a break, builds some more cars, goes higher again. Today what we did, we got up to a price point of 129.29, and guess what? You have it with volume. Gave it up in price, 124.29 rather. This is building costs a much higher price. We've done 1.5 million contracts today in the 10-year. The 10-year, folks, is yielding 2.5. We go take a look at the 30-year. What we have inside the 30-year is this 30-year bond has done 399,000 contracts. That's big contracts, by the way. And you're pushing highs and you're pushing with volume. One of the biggest news releases out here today was that Bill Gross is leaving PIMCO, and Pacific Investment Management Executive Committee had been meeting for the past week to discuss firing co-founder Bill Gross, according to a person familiar with the matter. Bottom line is that he jumped ship today. He's going to be at Janus. And what is under the radar here, folks, we talked about it a couple days ago. It has to do, well, my speculation is this, but the SEC is investigating the Total Return Fund at PIMCO, and what they've investigated them for specifically is buying discounted assets and then basically marking them up and making the fund more profitable. Now, this is so the people that would buy that fund, okay, bottom line, made more money. There's no doubt about that. What the question, I suspect, inside this investigation is, where did they get the assets? My speculation is it's a huge bond family. They got the assets of another bond fund at a discount. They bring it in there. What does that do? That brings in a slew of money competitively, because if your fund's making more money than other funds, guess what? That money's going to come in. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. Dow up about 184. Nasdaq up 45. S&Ps are up 15. We're going to be right back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now are up 176. You get the Nasdaq up 43. S&Ps are up 14.5. And volume-wise out here, folks, so you get a bounce going, and it is going to be on lighter volume. We're coming into the end of the month, and there's no doubt we are coming into window dress, and we'll see just what kind of a B2C they can press out here. If you happen to be in the state of Florida, folks, okay, and you may have an interest in the Tiger Real Estate First Mortgage Program, coming this Thursday night, which is October 2nd, and particularly if you're on the west coast of Florida. I'm going to be doing a dinner presentation at the Bel Air Country Club. It's from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. What we'll be talking about there is exactly how the Tiger Real Estate First Mortgage Program works. All the details are on the front page of TFNN. If you have an interest in it, you can sign up, bring a guest, bring your spouse. It'll last about an hour and a half. And what you'll see in there is you'll see, number one, what we're paying on a first mortgage basis. You'll actually see the properties, and you'll actually see the documents that you'll receive if you decide to invest in that program. It's a great program, folks, if in fact you're in the CD market. We pay 5% off for a 4-year term. It's a balloon note. You're secured with real estate that is brand new, basically. They're all gutted with leases on them. So you can check it out on the front page of TFNN. It's right under breaking news if you decide you want to go there. If you happen to be across the country and you have an interest in it, what you want to do is that you'll go to TFNN and you'll see the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner on the right-hand side. You can hit that banner. That'll show you some of the properties. That'll show you the exact documents that you receive if you decide to make that investment. And then, of course, you can just give us a call and we can walk you through that. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go to Apple. We got to go to Apple. This is going to be a mind blower after yesterday that it can actually close over this 100.70. It's not there yet, but you're as close as you can get. We hit the 100.71. I think we just hit it a few seconds ago. 1 second. We did. We just hit it. So we just hit it, okay? And, you know, we'll see where it's going to close there. That number is the big number. And what that number is, folks, flat out, is that is the high that was taken out 6 weeks ago. That it was taken out the week of August 22nd. And if you close over it, guess what? You can go higher. You close underneath it, it's 100.72 to be exact. You close underneath it, different ball game. Meaning that then you're going downtown. You'll go downtown with a vengeance too, by the way. Let's see, the biotechs. Why the biotechs? Because inside the NASDAQ 100, what you have is that, and the NASDAQ in general, it's the biotechs and Apple that make it run. Yesterday we came down with, let's see, you came down with 1.4 million. You're going up today with 900,000. And that's on the daily. On the weekly, what you do have is that, let's see, we hit 280. Oh, this is going to get wild. So this is pretty close, too. So check this out. The test here for the biotechs, this is just like Apple. We're trading 275.86. It's 275.40. You close over that, you can go higher. Thus far today, we've been down to 273, up to 276.46. And right now, you're at 275.86. So 275.40, that's the number. And just keep an eye on it. GILD, this is the largest weighting structure inside here. That's basically at highs, and Celgene. And IBB, BBI. Celgene is up on, now Celgene's up on light volume. Some of the Dow stocks, we take a look at some of these Dow stocks out here. American Express is up 163. You got DuPont up 73. Oxy's up 155. Big Blue's up 118. If we go over to Big Blue's been having a hard time for quite a while. Big Blue is up today $1.18. We put this on weeklies, and on the weeklies you're going to see it's still running to the bottom of its consolidation. Some of the high volume stocks in this low volume market out here today, we have Janus Capital. So Bill Gross is leaving PIMCO and going to Janus. Janus is up 425, or almost 33%, folks. Pretty amazing. Bank of America is up 17 cents. You got Micron Tech. That's a big mover out here today. Come out with numbers last night. That has some juice inside. Let's go look at Micron. Micron's up 220. It's almost 8%. And she's just going to test the highs again. She's in a consolidation. So the top of that consolidation is 34.23. Right now we're at 33.90. We take a look at the Sprint is flat. You get Oh, yeah, Nike's the move, man. Nike's, that's amazing. Let's go over to Nike for a second. So Nike is up $9.67. Let's see this thing. This just took everything out. We put this on a monthly. Yeah, and you got an ABC up. They're selling some sneakers, man. And I think they got the currency deal right, too. That's what's happening here. So your B point, A to B structure. Your B point is 79.89. And on the monthly, it's already taken it out with volume. So your A point on this is intense. Your A point is 44.82. 44.82. 1 second. That's your A, 44.82. Your B is 80.26. 16 bucks. No. 16 bucks, 37 bucks, 36 bucks. So 36, your C point is 70, you get 106 bucks. This is an ABC structure up to 106. This is pretty intense. Let me pull this back a bit. And the month is not over, and thus far we've already done 93 million for the month, and your benchmark out there is 81. We pull this back. I hit it on a 15 year. Yeah, you're at all-time highs. They're selling some sneakers in a big way. There's no doubt about it. The numbers, the way the numbers came out last night, folks, is that what you had is that they beat their number, and what they had put in there quite a bit is X currency. I suspect their numbers, the estimate was 88 cents. They come out with 109. What I expect that you're going to see also in there in a huge way is that they've been basically repatriating dollars back. Because this dollar, on the large multinationals, what you're going to see is there's going to be divergences. And the divergences are going to have to do with how they're handling the U.S. dollar versus other currencies. You know, the dollar has just gone from 80 to 85. I mean, that's huge when you're talking about doing business all over the world. Now, the dollar has done 22,000 contracts today. It's extended extraordinaire, no doubt. You know, it should be taking a break, but the bottom line is that it doesn't seem to want to take a break. That's in the shorter term. The longer term, this dollar wants to go to 89. You know, now, watch how this shakes out. If you go straight to 89, that extension is going to be insane, and you'll get a vicious pullback. Thus far, you know, the way we are right now, the dollar could have a normal pullback to 83.90 to 82.90. That'd be a normal pullback for an extension that we had thus far. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Don't forget, folks, every trading day, we start programming, live programming, at 8 o'clock in the morning. We go from 8 to 6 live programming. Get it all right on your cell phone. TFNN.mobi. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full custom optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now are up $1.66. You get the NASDAQ up 40. S&Ps are up 13. Percentage-wise, we take a look at what we have happening here. You have the Dow right now up 0.9%. S&Ps are up 0.8. You get the NASDAQ up 0.9%. And we'll see just how much they can hold coming into the close out here. You can expect, folks, that we are going to get huge volatility from here on out, meaning next 2-3 months. And that volatility, of course, goes both ways. The larger aspect of how we're going downtown, however, it's there. And in fact, I want to show you an S&P chart, because this S&P chart, if I put the SPY up, what you're going to see is that we've approached a trend line that's, pretty crucial in the context of how we're going to handle this trend line. And the trend line starts going all the way back in 2012. And, we're resting right on it, and it very well could reject it again. It's rejected this line since 2012, since November of 2012. And each time we've come down to it, is that we've come down to it with big volume. Now, when you come down to it with big volume, what you're doing is that you're putting basically holes in that trend line. Well, you're not putting holes because it hasn't broken it. You're making it weaker. That's what you're doing. You're pounding it and making it weaker. That trend line this week has the volume on the way down, 570 million thus far. We haven't broke that trend line, though. It's going to take a close under 195.02 in order to break that. That's this week. Next week it'll be a little bit different. Next week it could be it'll be approximately 195.60 next week. So that's still $2.30 down. And that line itself, you can break trend lines in channel lines, but if you just break them and not with conviction, it's not it doesn't mean a thing. I expect we're going to build some cause, and we're going to go after it with conviction. We'll see whether we break it with conviction. We'll certainly come right up to it. And if you break, but now, and the way that would work is this: you break that trend line with conviction, your first stop is going to, and this is where it's wild about this. It marks the first stop of that February 5th benchmark low. The February 5th benchmark low is a huge heads-up number one. It's a sore thumb that's sticking out there that wants to get tested, and it's a long way down, folks. So it's something you absolutely want to keep your head wrapped around. We look at the IWMs. Now, the IWM had let us down, and you could see it yesterday. Yesterday, the IWM, with the other indices, had some juice behind them. The IWM came into its swing point with 49 million shares, and that swing point had 67 million. So you can see the IWM is going to need more cause in order to get to lower price, and it's building it today. How do you know it's building it? Well, yesterday it came down with 49 million. You're going up today in 21. That is the correlation that you're building cause and building strength for downtown. And you got to remember, the IWM had already gone straight down for the last 4 weeks. 4 weeks? Yeah, 4 weeks. The full month. The IWM started off September at 117.80. That was September 3rd. Yesterday you had the low. So that was time for a break. And if we do go back over to let's go to the euro for a second, because the currency correlations here are the ones that really can throw a spike in everything. And the euro is just, like the dollar just wants to keep higher, the euro just wants to keep lower and lower. The euro on a longer-term basis, we put this up, what you're going to see is that she's running for her lowest swing points. And that lowest swing point in the euro is the low that was generated in 2010 at 118.77. You break 118.77, folks, okay? Then you are talking some kind of disaster over in Europe. Because forget par. You break the 117. We've traded 117 since going all the way back to 2003. You break that level, and you're at 87. 87, if you remember when the euro first came out at par, went down to 87. It was a disaster. It trades at 87. Guess what? Stop packing the bags and get to the Amalfi Coast, because that's going to be so inexpensive. It's just absolutely amazing. We take a look at the financials, the XLF, what you have inside the XLF today. Today we're up with 27 million shares. Yesterday we're down 54 million. Taking a look at some of the individual equities inside that, you have J.P. Morgan up 36 cents. Bank of America's up 15. In fact, we're going to take a look at BAC, because I know, Mr. Dave White, we were looking at this today. We're going to look at this again when Dave's going to be coming up with me and the next hour, and we're talking tech, but this little baby is setting up a nice little Gartley also. And let me pull this back a little. So, yeah, you're coming into a downdraft on a weekly 500 million. I like it. 500 to 449. It's going to be. It's going up, no doubt. Lighter volume. Inside the XLF, the largest weighting structure is Berkshire Hathaway. That is still at the really close to its highs. Yesterday we went downtown with 4.5 million. You're up on 2 today. So you can see these correlations, how they come in. What we definitely do have is that you have window dressing, That's end of the month, beginning of the month, and then the beginning of the month, what you have is the aspect of folks putting money into their 401k. So we're going to be dealing with that Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, well, let's see. No, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday's still the 30th. They're going to be dealing with that basically up to Wednesday or Thursday. And, you know, we'll see what kind of juice they can get, whether we're going to have window dressing or we're going to have some broken windows. Because there's no doubt we've seen it fly both ways. We go take a look at Walmart. Now, Walmart, they're making that deal with Green Dot. And, you know, Walmart still basically is in a consolidation. And what's going to be intriguing here is that I suspect that they get that up and going. That is going to be a great profit center for Walmart. The reason being is that they've been trying to get a bank up and going for a long period of time. They have a huge customer base. That customer base needs credit, and there's plenty of those people that will be dynamite with credit. It just happens that they're at the lower end of the socioeconomic deal, whether they're coming into the country and they're just getting established, or they're just getting established. You know, and what I expect you're going to see is that this is not just going to be credit, folks, for, you know, buying groceries and buying things at Walmart. This is going to be credit right across the deal, meaning, you know, getting cars, getting houses, getting, you know, starting businesses. That'll be down the road. Well, the starting business will be down the road, but that's going to be on the table, you know, because it's a market that's not serviced, and the way that the banks are at this particular point, there's huge amounts of opportunity for companies coming in between the banks and the Fed. They're just, it's there, you know, because you can see, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing that the bank and structure themselves can pay the amount of fines that they pay and have paid, yet still have money. It's like, oh my God. I think if we've learned anything in this financial debacle, it is how much money banks actually make. Because you think about it for a second, you're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars of fines, and that's just chicken feed. You know, that's like you and I spending a quarter getting a newspaper or something. You know, and it's that cut and dried. Because the amount of earnings that they still have after that is absolutely huge. We go take a look at the yen. Now, the yen, we talk about weakness. The yen is basically weakening up, you know, on a continual basis. This little baby has just gone from 101 to 109. What does that mean? Well, that means that, you know, these large Japanese industrial companies, bottom line, are getting competitive in a huge way. Okay, why? Let me go to the indices. That's so funny. And that affects the Nikkei. You know, the Nikkei right now is at 16,222. And the Nikkei on pullbacks, folks, you want to be all over it. Because it looks like on a much longer term basis, what you're going to have is that the yen's going to keep getting weaker. The dollar's going to keep getting stronger. Daryl and I at the Bull and Bear binary option hour this morning, the Aussie dollar has just been getting killed. You know, we're at 87. That's down from $1.10. That's a big number. Yeah, so it's if the Aussie dollar breaks 86, is really going to be in trouble. Yeah, if we're down from $1.05. You put this on a much longer term basis, and you are already, and on a longer term basis, you can, if you break 86, this is almost like the euro. If you break 86, this thing is going to really have some damage done to it. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. And don't forget, over the weekend, you should be practicing if you signed up for that Nadex $10,000 cash giveaway. That's going to be next week, Monday through Friday. I hope everyone signed up. It's going to be a great trading contest, and a lot of people are going to win a lot of cash. You stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 166. You get the Nasdaq up 41. S&Ps are up 13. Gold is down 440. Silver is at 1752. Let's go over to the silver market, because what we have had is this. Silver, took out its low in an extreme way. We are at 1758 right now. I'm going to put this on a continuous contract. Okay, so we bring this baby back, and I'm going to bring it back quite a while. Yeah, see, silver's, there's a differential and divergence between silver and gold here, and this is what it is. Both silver and gold had come down from the highs of April of 2011. The high in silver was $49. We came down and established the first bottom in June of 2013, so 15 months ago. That high, that low bar rather, has held in the gold market, real good actually. Silver, we're below that, which is 1818. We're at 1747. Now, what that sets up is the danger zone in a huge way, because you can make the case that it sets up a 1430 level. So we'll see how that handles that whole price action where we are right now. If we go to the SLV, and I want to show you the difference here. So the SLV is the ETF structure for the Silver Trust. That's trading at $16.88. And if we put this also on a 3-year weekly, what we're matching up is the lows that were established, that is the benchmark, in silver and in gold, with the lows, the first lows of June of 2013. In silver's case, that low was $17.75, and the characteristic on a, let's put it on a week, or I'll do weeklies and monthly. So the weekly characteristic was 83 million. Well, we broke that with 41 million, then we did 45 million last week. So you broke it with half the amount of volume, but you're below it in price. That's on the weekly. We take the monthly, we take a look at the monthly and put the monthly up, and what you're going to see on the monthly is that we had 284 million shares, and right now we got 154. That presents a problem for silver, period, because that's saying that, guess what? The SLV's at 1689, you can go down to 1437. So here comes the divergence. Now, if we go over to the gold market and we look at the gold market, which is the same continuous contract, we're at 1216 in the gold market. The difference is that were right next to these lows, the lows that we're talking about in a continuous contract, is 11.79. And we're at 12.16 right now. So the real key is that, okay, is it going to just test it, or, in fact, is it going to break it? Gold also has lighter volume here, but we know that you can go higher with lighter volume, you can go lower with lighter volume. It's the price action with the volume characteristic together. Inside the GLD, now this is where this characteristic has a longer way to go down in correlation to the SLV. And the GLD, we're at 117.06. This week we'll do 29 million shares. Last week you did 35 million. Your benchmark is over 100 million. So there's much less selling inside the GLD and the gold contract than there is in silver. The real key is going to be, can silver pick itself up? Because it is important for gold to hold, for silver to pick itself up. Most times, folks, silver is always more volatile than gold, but they still trade together. You know, the expansions and contractions are definitely more in silver because silver is more speculative than gold. That's what it comes down to. There's more silver in the world. Silver is a byproduct of everything else that's mined out there, where gold is just a lot harder. But they trade together. That's the essence of this whole deal. If we go look at PAAS, a couple of the silver stocks, PAAS, that, we put this on the weeklies also. See, this is coming down in some volume. You know, you're coming into 10 million shares. Not bad. You're doing 7 million to 10 million. You know, you're doing 7 million now. It's coming to 10 million. So that's not that bad, actually. Heckler, we take a look at Heckler. Heckler is at 265, and we put this on a weekly, and this is below. See, this is below. It's below in lighter volume, but that is below that benchmark of June. Yeah, so I suspect what we're going to have next week is that it's still going to be a challenging week inside the metals. Why? Because it's about that king dollar. That king dollar is just relentless, and the euro is relentless. And so we'll see if, in fact, king dollar is going to take a rest and/or it's just going to go to the moon. You know, fast currency moves are problems, period. The correlation right now is really like, okay, so king dollar is going up. Market has been going up and down. You know, if we take a look at the correlation just this week, you can see, you talk about a yo-yo. Well, we got a yo-yo happening in an extraordinary way. There's no doubt about it. But that's what happens when you have turns inside the marketplace. That's just the reality of the market. You know, we started out the week with the SPY at 200. You end up going down to you get down to a price point of 197 on Tuesday. You go back up to 199 on Tuesday. I mean, on Wednesday. No, on Wednesday went down to 197. We go back up to 199. The market gets croaked yesterday, and now all we've done thus far, you know, had a nice bounce going, no doubt. It doesn't look like she's going to hold this bounce coming into the close, and all you were doing is that we were coming up to ice from the downdraft that was created yesterday. That's the type of bounce that we're talking about. If we take a look at Fibonacci-wise as to what you're looking at bounce-wise, and we take a look from the high to the low out here, do this quick, what you have is that, whoops. So the correlation, that's a good bounce. It was more than a 0.76 bounce. Right now you're at, let me just do this again. Right now you are at 198.03, and yeah, the scramble into this close is going to be pretty cool to watch. Who wants to be long? Who wants to be short? Who's going to be holding the potato here? Oh, I see. Oh, my God. This is crazy. Listen to this, folks. We did an exact 0.618 retracement from the high of yesterday to the low of yesterday to where it just bounced. You know, and so this is how this works. A 0.618 retracement is a good retracement. That's the reality. So window dressing, yeah, there's going to be some more probing to the upside, more than likely once again. You stay right there, folks. We got our man, Mr. David White, coming back for the next hour, as you do each and every Friday. We're going to be talking the art of time in the trade charts. We're going to be talking technology. Dow Industrials finished, they're up 171. Nasdaq up 46. S&P's up 14. Gold down $4 at 1,217. Silver 1760. We're going to be right back. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. This is a quote by Walt Anderson. Believe in something big. Your life is worth a noble motive. That's a fact, right?
It is.
I mean, yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? We're trying to stay short at the highs of the market, folks. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down, up 167, Nasdaq up 45, S&P's up 14, gold contract down $3.30, trading at $1,218 an ounce. Silver up 18 cents at $17.62 an ounce. Platinum down 11 at $1,302 an ounce. Copper flat at $303. Light sweet crude up 92 cents at $93.45. You get the bonds. The 10-year down 8 ticks, 30-year off 4 ticks. In both cases, folks, the 10-year and the 30-year went higher today with expanded volume. King dollar, man, oh man, King dollar, up 452 ticks at 85.77. Bottom line is that we're going to be...
it's King Kong. It's not just King Dollar.
It is King Kong, man. There's no doubt, man. You know, isn't this a shocker? And no, to us it's not. But in the context of so many people have been basically selling fear on a continual basis that the dollar is trash.
And you've got people actively talking down the euro like Draghi this morning. So, yeah. It's, I mean, I don't see anybody from the Treasury or the Fed talking down dollars.
No. There's
no resistance there.
No, there is. Well, you know what's going to get intriguing, too? Because of the, you have the business fight of inversions, first off, and then the aspect, if you go back 20 years, folks, 15, 20 years, a strong dollar, okay, is problematic for large multinationals, right? So now what you have, though, and this is where the other side can come back to burn them, you have large multinationals that saying, I want to do an inversion. So guess what? You do an inversion, well, hey, you're not an American company. You know, oh, hold it. No. I need it both ways, right? No, seriously, man, seriously. Euro down 65 at 126. Yen is trading out at 109.26. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You do a nice bounce out here. You're at 1658. Up 1658. You're at 1982. But guess what, folks? 1982 doesn't hack it. Why? Because as soon as you came back inside the lower range, which is 1991, that sets up that you want to get down into a price point of 1904. And we'll see whether this is it's a nice little setup of the B to C of an ABC structure on the way down. And the A point thus far is 2019, with the B being 1965. So you're talking about, let's say, that's 35, that's 49 points, A to B equals C to D. We did it with lighter volume. If you want to take a look at the SPY and see this correlation, correlation-wise out here today, we went up with 97 million shares. You come down yesterday with 150 million shares. One of the keys, of course, are going to be, and I know you're always all over this, is that window dressing, end of the month, beginning of the month, right?
Yeah, depends on the charter, but 85% of companies of ETFs say that you have to be 100% invested by the last 2 days or the first 3 days of the month. So is there a penalty if they don't? No, but that's their charter. And, of course, if you're a money manager, you buy funds.
Sure.
So that fund manager has to be invest 100% so that you know how to put your hedge on for it. So there's money managers and fund managers. The money managers need to know that you're 100% invested. So when they buy S&P puts to hedge that other side of the position, they need to know that you're not also hedged on your side, putting on a double hedge, right? So the whole idea is that these ETFs or these funds are supposed to be pure. And then you let the money manager go back and add the hedge side to it, right? So that's why the charters on most of those say we're going to be 100% invested and we'll be 100% invested between those dates.
It's going to be interesting, man. And so what you have there, folks, in that context is that the window dressing will go until about next Wednesday or Thursday. That being said, however, is that not many times, but you have the aspect inside window dressing that they break the windows versus make the windows.
There's no guarantee that you have fund inflows.
Yeah, right.
That is the other side. It can always be an outflow.
Right.
They may have to sell shares to make, especially when we've had downtrends in the past.
Yes.
So if we're up here and we really haven't moved is the question that a lot of people are putting more cash than just the 401 money in there. And or does somebody that see the market up here, we're going to get into a couple of charts in a few minutes.
Yes.
Are they seeing the same warning signs that we are and saying, okay, as these funds come in, I'm going to give them everything that they can take?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
distribution's fairly easy during the next week.
You can have it.
You can have it, yeah.
Oil. What do we have with oil out here, folks? Oil is up 88 cents today. We're at 93.41. And I suspect, the juice wasn't bad out here. This will probably bounce up to this 94.87 area. We'll see if that looks to me like that would be about it at that point. But if we can make it over it, yeah, you can get higher price. The bonds, as we said a little bit earlier, bottom line, they want higher price. Now, Apple, folks, did it. Apple closed over the 100.72. You closed at 100.75. And that's saying, guess what? Bottom line is that Apple can go higher. And it hasn't been able to go higher, by the way, folks. This is the 6th week that it's traded at the exact same spot. But the longer that you do hang at a trend high or a trend low, the more the probability, folks, goes up that you'll basically go higher, even though I'm a bear on Apple. But that's the probability, in that context. The volume, of course, was light once again. And, we'll see where that baby shakes out. The IBB, that's also important inside the NDX 100. The IBB closed at 276.46, and I believe that that also, let me see if that closed over, 275.40 is the number there. 275.40. 275.40, folks, was the first high that was established in March. That's how that shakes out. And you're over it, that means you can go higher. This is also screaming. What's going to be interesting is that we're going to have to look at this, too, with the out of time of the trade, because this looks like it's almost setting up, an extended godly. I mean,
well, here's when you look at the IBB, of course, it's got all those stocks underneath it.
Right.
Now, the IBB, last time I checked, maybe you can tell me today, didn't have that much high short interest, but all the stocks underneath it sure did, right? And so you've got kind of a tale of people shorting maybe some of the individual stocks in there, and when you see, kind of a mild day out here for S&P being up almost 20 points. On the cash.
No, it is.
A lot of the ones that you would think that had real high short interest, like Tesla, some of the other ones I looked at my show today, weren't getting any real juice out of this. And so when we moved up 20 points, I'm wondering where that real strength was. And for the most part, all I could say it was in energy because crude was up. And that was...
Yes.
And that was pretty much it.
So if we do look at the so ExxonMobil... inside, the ExxonMobil was up, and that's a dead cat bounce. You actually got to a low. We're at 95.43, and they, I don't know if you heard me the first hour. They pulled ExxonMobil, folks. Okay, what ended up happening is that they're supposed to stop doing business in Russia. Today was supposed to be the last day. Exxon goes over to the administration and says, hey, listen, if we stop working on this well, you very well may have an environmental disaster on your hands. the likes of the horizon, which happened in the Gulf of Mexico.
This is in Russia?
Yeah.
Did you see that Putin's trying to push something through where he can nationalize all these?
Oh, yeah. He'll take them, man.
But, I mean, it was really, I think it was front page last night, yeah.
Man.
So he's still working on that.
Putin will take everything, man. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, we want to hear from you, folks. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
So did you ever look at
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have Nova Gold up, and we have it up in the Out of Time of the Trade charts. And, folks, if you haven't test drove Out of the Time of the Trade charts yet, you can come right over to our website at TFNN and test drive them right here, right now. We're looking at Nova Gold, and we're looking at a nice little Gartley, a bullish Gartley setup.
Right. Now, my question would be, how do you feel particularly about Nova Gold? Now, when I look at it, I really like the fact that off this C to D leg, the energy really came down other than one day out there, really, or maybe 2 days.
Yes.
Really didn't really, it kind of broke that B point with a little bit of energy, right?
Yes.
On that day, so you had 2 million shares, but in the scheme of things, not all that bad.
No, it's not, particularly in this market.
Right, yeah.
This market here, folks, in gold and silver, bottom line is that there's been some decent price destruction. Now, what gets interesting about Nova is this, and this is what I've seen, folks, in the context of where gold price is in correlation to where some of these companies are. Nova is still an exploration company.
Where are they at?
In Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Their big deal is Alaska, okay? Where the problem comes in is this. Like, Paulson is one of the largest owners of Nova, and there's some other guy that, between both of them, I think they own about 40% of it. And what it is this, is that they know that the amount of ore that they have is huge, right? The challenge, they have two big challenges. The cold weather and how far away they are from transportation is a challenge.
Okay.
And the second challenge is going to be an environmental deal, meaning that, how close are you to a lot of these environmental problems that mining can basically cause in 2 seconds. They have their plus is that they absolutely have the deal with they call them native corporations up there, the Eskimos. So they have that in place. If they can basically pull this off, at some point it'd be some real bread. What Nova does have is a high volume high.
Yeah.
I mean, in the last, so that, in itself is not bad.
I wanted to look at Bank of America also. Yeah. And to me, this one looks like probably topped out. It's been finding some pretty good resistance in the $16 range. It got to $17.20. The prediction was for $17.08. It's kind of pulled back here. Of course, yesterday had decent volume. Today, not so much, right?
Which is great. No, I really like basically shorting the financials. And this is, so watch how this shakes out, folks, because this is bizarre. The financials themselves have held their highs and they've held them good, right? And then yesterday, seemed out of nowhere, right? Mm-hmm. They were selling. Yeah. And I says, man, that's amazing. In one day, what can happen? But, so my point is this, is that the financials yesterday actually showed their hand, and the money managers that own the financials were showing their hand because they were moving them out. Berkshire Hathaway right now, the good old Teflon Buffett is basically holding up the financials because that is the largest weighting structure inside it.
Another thing we had this week was that we started seeing the broker-dealers for the first time I've seen since, May of 2008? Okay. Or was it May of 2005, or 2007 that they broke? Was that May? I remember the date. It was May 5th.
They broke first.
Yeah, but was it 2007
it would be 2007.
Okay.
2007.
They all, if you go back and look at the charts, they all retested their previous highs on 50% volume. You can go through every single one of them. Now, I think we had about 3 or 4 in the last few days that have done it. Now, J.P. Morgan had a nice big high out here on the March 25th high at 61.48 with 35 million shares. You got into it with 18 million shares just a few days ago.
Nice. Okay.
Now, one of the other ones was, Raymond James.
Raymond James?
Yeah, what is it?
Ray J. I'm not sure.
RJN, I may have it up in here already. Similar thing are they on my list here?
Now, that's interesting about Raymond James. The reason being is
maybe
that
someone in the den can give me the ticker.
Raymond James, specializes in basically bringing smaller caps to the market. And, of course, we know the smaller caps have got absolutely smoked.
Anyway, I went through, and there was maybe 4 or 5 out here.
RJF. Yeah, thanks, Lenny. Appreciate it, man.
I just had a a little bit of a brain fart. RJF. Okay. Now, they did the same thing. This thing's been bucking up against this January 23 high, 56.21 with 1.5 million shares.
Yeah.
Tried it again on 1.4 million shares on April 1st.
Okay.
So close enough.
Yep.
You're going to get another retest. We get it up here again on September 18th with 760,000
Oh,
shares.
I like that.
So,
okay. So,
if I could go through, if I had my list here with me, I
Yes.
think I went through it earlier the week on my show. But when we were talking earlier about how tough it is a lot of times at these highs to remain short.
no doubt.
When I looked at this, I knew that it would probably be a tough week. But if the broker-dealers are showing weakness, it's very tough for me to really believe that the rest of the market is somehow going to mysteriously get a bunch of strength out of nowhere, because they are they're the best at manipulating their own stocks.
Totally.
And anyway.
And what you do have happening, folks, is that the aspect, next week, pay attention to, if you're watching financial news, pay attention to what they don't say.
We were talking about that during
Dave
the break.
and I were just talking about it during the break. And one of there's a couple large things out there. One of the biggest ones will be, I expect we're going to see this over the weekend, but if we don't see this over the weekend, this is going to be one of the biggest heads up in the world. And what it is this. The Bill Gross from PIMCO resigned today, is going to go work for Janus. The catalyst there more than likely has to do not with the amount of money that's been pushed out of PIMCO, but the catalyst more than likely is this SEC investigation. And no one thus far, that I've heard anyway, has turned around and said, hey, is there a problem inside here with this SEC investigation? Because I suspect there is. And
I saw that. It came across the wire at 10:08 Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I thought, I looked around. Nothing happened. The indexes didn't go anywhere. I emailed it to you.
Yes.
Because I thought, this is one of those things.
It's big news. It's big news.
If they, I've heard it mentioned once in passing, but to me, it sounded that you had that on Tuesday, that he's gone on Friday.
That's right.
There's, it's the old cockroach there. You turn on the light, you see one, you know that there are more, right?
And what's going on here, folks, by the way, too, is that this part's not speculation. What they're investigating is this. They're investigating that one of his funds, okay, one of PIMCO's funds, not his personally funds, one of PIMCO's funds, but he runs it, was up almost 20 to 30% over the other funds in this competition. Okay, so what ends up happening there, of course, is that you can bring in huge amounts of money when that happens. PIMCO itself has been losing money for the last 16 months, withdrawals, and it's billions and billions. What is suggested inside the article, it's not even really an article, it's what the investigation's about. What's suggested is that they bought discounted assets. And it didn't say they bought them off another one of their funds, but let me tell you something, folks.
That's where it's got to come.
That's the only way you can do it.
No one's going to
No one's going to send you a discounted bond, okay? So if they bought the discounted bond off one of the other bond funds, put it in a bond fund to make it look like it is a much bigger profit, they're in deep trouble. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman wave sequence. Using the Chapman wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the TFNN.com homepage or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. I appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Folks, if you happen to live in the St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater area, and you have an interest in the Tiger Real Estate First Mortgage Program, I'm going to be doing a dinner presentation up the Bel Air Country Club coming this Thursday night. It's going to be about an hour and a half. During dinner, I'll walk you through exactly how this works, meaning what the properties are, what the documents you will receive. If you are across the country, just go to TFNN, hit the banner on the right-hand side. You'll see the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund, and you'll see exactly how this works. We're paying 5% on 4-year money. It gets paid monthly. So it's 5% annually paid monthly. And the properties, the loan to value is 70% of the appraised value. You can check it out right on the front page of TFNN. Right now, we're talking the Tech Insider with our man Dave White, and there are 67 bars in this town.
And I haven't been in one of them. Does that mean I haven't been in any of them, or I haven't been in 66 of them, or I've been in 66 of them? Right?
Okay.
You can tell the truth, or you can say something that's true, but it depends on what the other people think what you say is true, right?
Okay, so what are we talking about, though?
We're talking about, Apple said, this whole bend gate where the phones bend when you sit in them. The big phone has a weak point about 3/4 of the way up.
Really?
And if you sit on them in a pocket,
which people always do.
Right. You can bend down. I think a lot of people now probably won't be sitting on them. But this guy ended up in Toronto, is a tech blogger.
Okay.
And so he starts getting about 10 people he knows that say that they sit on their phones and it's bent.
Okay.
And so he does this video on it. It goes viral. Everybody sees the phone can be bent.
Yes.
And because Apple always uses like titanium and other trick metals in it, when you bend it, it doesn't come back. Right?
I see.
And, of course, they've always given a lot of trouble to Samsung for using polycarbonates and other stuff that would just pop back, right?
I see, okay.
So, of course, a lot of brouhaha around it. But, of course, Apple comes out and says, we've only had 9 reported phones so far. Well, when was that 9 phones reported? Was it when this happened? Was it over the weekend before when people just had it?
Right.
Apple is, if one thing, always looking to spin whatever it is to the far extent that they can spin it. And it's kind of like what the definition of is when Clinton came on it. It doesn't matter what it is. They will fight some way to polish it or make it a little bit better. So when you listen to Apple, my recommendation is that you always think how it could be phrased another way, and it doesn't mean what they said the first time.
Yeah, right.
And there is no secret that half the people at Apple in upper ranges during the election left and went and worked on elections. They are very, very conscious of it. So I'm just saying, if you're investing in Apple, one of the things you do want to look at is more what they do than what they say.
Well, yeah, and in that context, we were just pulling up, folks. So check this out. Check out what they do versus what they say. $135 million was just sold last week of insider selling.
This is the last few days, actually.
Last few days.
Yeah.
So $35 million Tim Cook sold. The vice president, Schiller, sold $35 million. The CFO sold $1.6 million. That was his entire holdings, by the way.
And a little extra.
And that, we just pulled it up, and it looks like he shot the stock right now. And that's the CFO. The senior vice president of operations sold $35 million, and the general counsel sold $35 million. That's telling you quite a bit. Before Christmas, they're all selling.
Right.
I mean, give me a break. You know, Apple, folks, okay, you know, it's a great present.
I'm not thinking that this stock, like I've said before, I don't think the stock's going to crater before Christmas.
Yeah.
The one question that I'll guarantee everybody on Wall Street that has big stocks of this is not what my sales are going to be like in the next 2 months.
Right.
It's what are they going to be once everybody that wanted one has bought it.
Well, you know what's intriguing is that they had the big problem with the OS 8
upgrade.
Download.
Yeah.
The download. What you didn't hear of, and I know Bridget's daughter, Ellie, right? She upgraded on Monday, right? Now, this was prior to them stopping it, folks. And what had happened, she didn't lose service. She lost everything.
Yeah.
So she had to go back to what happens, folks, if you lose everything, you had to go back to the basic settings.
Right.
And, of course, you know, that's fine if you have everything backed up. If you don't have everything backed up, you're going to lose all your pictures. So that wasn't reported, but I suspect that happened quite a bit, too. Because,
it did.
Because we were asking...
Now, they fixed it in 2 days.
Yeah.
And this isn't... The thing where it's bent, I don't think, is going to be more than a couple of week deal.
Okay.
The iOS update problem, probably going to be forgotten in a week.
Right.
To me, the bigger things are you want to see what these guys are doing, not what they're saying. Did they all need to sell $35 million worth of stock, or did they all just get together? Or, I mean, that's kind of like a weird number if you got lots that everybody says, hey, I'm going to sell $35 million.
Well, yeah, they might have had some kind of legal deal that this is the window that they could do
Sell.
it, you know.
But certainly they are selling.
But you got to pay attention to it.
You do.
What happens, particularly folks, you know, even though the CFO had the least amount but sold all the stock, you want to pay attention to that.
That's the most important.
The CFO knows what's going on. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at 500 gigahertz, right?
Photon switch.
Okay, what is that?
Well, we're starting to run up into problems with getting faster and faster electronics. And the idea is that instead of electrons moving around a circuit board, we're soon going to have photons, little elements of light, right? Just bounding around. And, of course, photons truly do move at the speed of light. Electrons do not. They kind of bounce around like pool balls, hitting other pool balls on their way, so they're slower. And the idea is that if we can get photon, or what they call photonics, that they will eventually replace electronics, be a lot faster, and we can go, you know, they won't create heat like current electronics. So when we're looking at faster processors, all that stuff. So what we did find out is
this technology business is so cool.
It is. They're always looking for a faster way. Anyway, UC San Diego, their big department over there is shown as switch, which basically when we talk about anything, a processor, it's all a transistor on or off. It's a switch, just like a light switch on the wall. Right. There's just maybe a billion of them in a processor from Intel today.
Okay.
The whole idea is how fast could we make that? And in a world where right now we're basically at about 4 gigahertz for a top-end Intel processor, 500 gigahertz would be a great deal faster, right? So
when scientists and engineers like work on something like this, like electronic engineers, right?
Right.
So what do they just test drive all these different formulas and calculations in order to say how can these things work together? Because they have to work together,
that's
right?
exactly what you want to say. They have to work together, right? Now, the biggest problem these guys solved was coming up with a piece of fiber optic that would work at that level, right?
Yes.
When you're talking about very small and you're moving 1 photon, maybe 2 photons at that speed, you have to be able to detect that one little photon coming by. Right? And that's pretty tough. And basically what they're saying is that they could use 2 or 3 photons. They could get it up to 500 gigahertz and make it reliable. Now, the question is to take this from an idea where we can make one of them to putting it in a chip where you can have a billion of them, right? So there's a whole thing of we're showing you it's possible. Is it economical? What kind of interfaces are we going to have now to hook to existing equipment?
Right. But in your business, what ends up happening is that it's possible the first thing, and everything's possible. So then they make it. Then it takes a while to bring the price down, right?
Correct.
That's kind of how it goes.
You've got to get an economy of scale to get things going, right? And so that's pretty much what you're looking at.
Yeah. That's going to be intriguing because, you know, over the course of years, folks, think about how many things they've told us that we're going to have and that end up being here.
Oh, I mean, it certainly does.
You know, there's no doubt, man. Watson Analytics.
Yes, IBM has now really thrown some big money behind the Watson project. If you watched the specials with Jeopardy where they had the computer actually defeat the people. The whole idea, though, of showing that on Jeopardy was to show that it had natural voice ability to decipher what you were asking.
How?
To some extent, right? How?
Yeah.
Now, the big thing is that, well, what would you do with it? Well, they showed how they tied in to the universe of trivia, right?
Okay.
Now, what they're doing now is starting to sell a cloud-based service that will hook into your data, and you can say, as the CEO, pick up a phone, talk to Watson and say, how many of these widgets did we sell over the last few months? Is it increasing or is it decreasing? And it pops out on the other. It's natural voice asking a question and the computer trying to figure out what you were asking for and give it the data. Now, the reason this is so important is that normally if you do that, you'd have to go to a programmer, say, okay, I want this programmed in, and figure that out. Now, what Watson does is try to figure out what you wanted, and it figures out the program to get the data that you wanted and give you the answer.
That's really cool, man. Because the reality, folks, when you're running companies, you're running them off spreadsheets.
IBM's weak, but in a couple of years, Watson will probably be a fairly big seller and profit.
I'm going to look at it. Okay. That's a good scene. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
And Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, Dave has a couple great newsletters. You can test drive them by coming over to our website at TFNN. Today we're talking the Tech Insider, and the way that you can test drive that is you go to TFNN, go to newsletters, you go to investment newsletters. You can test drive the Tech Insider 30 days absolutely free. Right now we're looking at Bezos going to the moon. You've been talking about this, that, you know,
yeah, last summer he went out and he dug up the engines from the booster stage of the Saturn V rocket that took everybody to
Cape Canaveral, Cape Kennedy. It's amazing they just left them in the water.
Well, why go get them? They're not going to be. They're not going to be useful anymore, right?
But they're useful to him now.
They are. Now, what we talked about last year is he went and dug them up as some kind of big exploration thing, that club for billionaires that have lots of money, right?
Okay.
That was the cover story, right?
Yeah, right.
So what he did is go out and dig all these engines up, and there is a reason why, and that is only the engines that actually went up had a very specific pattern to the, I'm going to call it the equivalent of the shower nozzle that you have in your house.
Yes.
That shot fuel into the combustion chamber.
Okay.
And the reason that was so critical was they kept on blowing up engines trying to figure out how do they get this right. Now, they didn't have a lot of computer time and everything else to model them at the time.
Yes.
But once they got to this size motor, this motor has a jet engine as powerful as an F-16 just to pump fuel into it, because the fuel goes into it so fast.
Really?
Yes. So you got an F-16 turning a pump just to pump the fuel in fast enough to get these rockets to go up.
Yeah.
Now, that pattern at the bottom, no one ever wrote it down. Everybody hid it because they were afraid the Ruskies would get it.
Okay.
Right? So there were no records of it. The one that they actually had up in the Smithsonian was one of the prototypes, and it didn't have the right pattern, and no one remembered what it was. No one remembered in fact, they'd shredded all the
information,
the blueprints and everything for it, and half the stuff was made up while they were going, and no one ever wrote it down.
Amazing.
So they had some of the engines, and they've got it, but there was a method to Mr. Bezos' madness.
Right.
That is that he owns a company called Blue Origin, who just got a giant contract from NASA to build these big booster motors, right? So he went out.
Imagine
now
folks,
he knows what's going on.
It's nothing like being the garbage man. Seriously,
Yeah.
The garbage man's where it's at. So you're actually looking. We have if you're in your car right now, folks. Dave has a slide up of Blue Origin, which that's a pretty cool slide, man. It's
So they're going to get that, and it's a consortium with Boeing and Lockheed. But there was a method to his madness, and that's to get his space race thing going, right?
And reverse engineer it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is update a lot of the stuff, because no one has the welding talents that we had in 1960s.
Okay.
So no one really knows how to put these things back. Now they're going to be done with computers and 3D printing and a lot of other stuff right now. But it's very interesting. Cool. He went out there and dug up all the parts, so now they can go back reverse, like you said, reverse engineer it and have it, and he's going to be on his way to the moon. They're going to build 4 different versions of this new lifting body. Of course, our friend Putin showed the stupidity of relying on him for going up, right?
Yes.
So now we're going to build our own rocket. This rocket's going to put a capsule around the moon in 2017 with no body in it.
Okay.
But just as proof. And then the next time we go up, they're going to shoot it at an asteroid, and a bunch of guys are going to get out of the capsule, go out there and look around this asteroid that's coming by.
Really?
And that's supposed to be like 2020. And they built this rocket so they can just continue adding motors to it, and they're going to have like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. They call them blocks, block 1, 2, 3, 4. But in 2028, this will be a rocket that will lift about 1.5 times what the Saturn V did. So I have no idea, but it certainly looks like they're thinking about putting something awfully large, or we're going to Mars. But it's certainly they're building.
Mars will take a long time.
Yeah, but you're going to have a lot to get something that heavy up, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to move all the fuel and everything up.
So this weekend, if folks are around on Saturday, you're going to be at the 3D Printing Expo?
Right. There's a thing here in Tampa, and actually all over the United States. There's about 350 of them so far. It's called a hacker space. And what everybody does is get together. I've gone to these things.
Yeah.
And they rent out like a warehouse.
Okay.
And then they have all the stuff in there that you need to make stuff. Like I went and played with a laser cutter last Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday.
Okay.
And then they have saws. They have all kinds of stuff. 3D printers. They have quadcopters. If you're a hobbyist, if you are a tinkerer, if you want to make something,
that's so cool, man.
Like Instructables, you can go there and join the place, and you can get access to all their stuff.
Which is great,
and they
because
teach courses in electronics.
That's what I was going to say. Right.
Everything else.
You get a lot of knowledge there when you want to do things.
They have classes a couple of times a week, and the people come in and show you how to do things.
Yeah.
Like how to build a quadcopter yourself, or
what's a quadcopter?
That's like one of the drones with 4 little propellers on each corner.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't you seen those?
I have seen them.
Yeah, they just sit flat.
That's cool.
That's called a quadcopter.
Okay.
So they teach people how to make their own quadcopters. They have lessons on just about everything out there. But I will be there. It's from 10 to 4 tomorrow. Now, one of the other reasons I'm bringing this up is a lot of people in my Tech Insider like 3D printing. There are going to be vendors there from the 3D printer companies. So if you want to go take a look at maybe something that we'll be putting our money into maybe next summer, I think we've got a little bit farther to pull back.
Okay.
But this is a good time to look at 3D printers and see how they work and see where you'd be putting your money.
And so, folks, this, if you're listening in your car and you're not watching Tiger TV, it's 4931 West Nassau Street in Tampa, Florida.
That's just south of the International Airport, downtown, about 2 blocks. But if you just Google Tampa Hackerspace, it'll pop up first thing.
It sounds deviant, man. It really does.
I did go the first time I went in there. I turned off my Wi-Fi and left my phone in the car in case they were. Yeah. This is the white hat hackers. This is a bunch of people breaking into computers. Right?
White hat hackers.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at...
where's my... There it is.
So website of the week.
I haven't done one of these in a while because there hasn't been a good one. But if you want to check out something that I think is kind of groundbreaking, it's a site called Medium. And you've always had those great news things like the insert to the Sunday New York Times, right? Magazines, or the Atlantic, or a lot of those
nice magazines. They're beauties, right?
Right, but well written pieces on certain subjects and stuff. Medium is basically crowdsourcing a lot of that with their own editors and getting a whole bunch of articles that you would think that came out of some of those very glossy magazines that were from the hoity-toity people in New York.
That's a beautiful thing.
But it is neat.
It's Medium, folks. This is Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it, step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. Have a great weekend, safe weekend. Dave and I and the rest of TFNN staff look forward to speaking right here next week. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man. Go get them, folks.